Welcome. Today I am going to be doing a deck unboxing, first impressions, sort of mini review of the Way of the Panda Tarot. This deck was funded through Kickstarter and it is created by Kimberly San and the illustrations are by Celia LaBelle. I promise in a moment I will turn the camera around so that you can get a good clear view at the cards as we're going through the deck. But I wanted to start by mentioning why I have been so excited about this deck. So I've known Kim through the tarot community for quite a while and I've been a fan of her work. So I was already excited when I saw that Kim was creating a deck. When I saw that it was a panda themed deck, I was very much intrigued because I have had a connection to pandas for almost my entire life. When I was a kid, I had actually like a really big panda collection. Lots of stuffed animals, but lots of other trinkets as well. A few things I remember that were some of my favorites. I had panda wind chimes and I had a thimble that had these like really beautiful little delicate panda illustrations. So I've felt a connection to pandas for a long time. I got to see pandas in person for the first time. I had a friend who was living in Adelaide, Australia about 5 years ago, and they have pandas in the zoo there. So I cried. It was a beautiful moment when I got to be in the presence of pandas, and then I got to be in the presence of pandas again a few years ago. I visited DC. They have some in the zoo there as well. So there is something really special about pandas, and I love the idea of bringing pandas into a tarot deck. So I am excited to take a closer look at this one, and we're going to go ahead and do that now. So let me start by showing you the entire haul. Kim was kind enough to include a lot of fun bonus items for me with the deck. And so we have some bookmarks, which I love because I'm always running around looking for scraps of random paper to keep my place in books. And I think this is a great idea of something to include with a tarot deck. And speaking of bookmarks, there is a smaller guidebook that we'll get to inside of the deck box. But Kim also has the option for you to purchase this quite large book if you're looking for something more in depth. I haven't had a chance to take a look at this too closely, but Kim does have a really cute sense of humor, and so I'm sure a lot of that is infused into this book. So if you wanted something to go even deeper into the deck, this is an option. And then, of course, a postcard. Who doesn't love a postcard? One of my favorite things is the deck bag. I believe she calls this the Precious Paw pouch. Sorry if I'm getting that a little bit wrong, Kim, but it really is precious. Look at that beautiful and adorable paw design. I just love this artwork. And the green string is a nice touch. It just kind of ties in with the green on the deck box, and this feels like the perfect place to store your deck. Okay, so let's get into the deck itself. This is a really beautiful matte finish on the box, and it is a good old sturdy two-piece box, so the lid comes off as so. This is, hopefully you can see this, but this is the Kickstarter edition of the deck. I may be wrong about this, but I believe this edition is still available for purchase, even if you missed the Kickstarter. But I like that that's notated there because then, you know that you have the first edition of the deck, which if you are a deck collector, might be something that you care about having notated there. And then this is fun. So on one side of the box, there is kind of an About Me section for Kim. And then on the other side, they have the About Me for Celia, the illustrator. On the bottom of the deck, we have a description: a splash of zen, a brush of Tao, a touch of whimsy, and tons of furry adorableness. A deck for serious chillers, carefree wanderers, and panda lovers in dreamy watercolor. So once we open the box, like I mentioned earlier, there is the smaller guidebook that fits right inside of the box, And I believe that Kim has been referring to this one as the Little Black and White book. Oh yeah, there it is. Little Black and White book, which honestly I love. It's so perfect for pandas. So even if you didn't buy the bigger book that I showed a moment ago, you have this lovely little book to get you started with the deck. And honestly, even just glancing at this, I think there's a lot of information just in here. Like the font is actually pretty small. So I think that probably you'd get a lot just out of the Little Black and White book, even if you didn't purchase the bigger book. Okay, we have the cards out of the box now, so let's start going through them. The first thing I noticed, just like I mentioned with the box, the cardstock has this wonderful soft matte feeling to it. And I hope you can tell, I hope my camera is doing this justice, but the colors on this are so beautiful. When I read the description on the back of the box, it is described as dreamy watercolors, and I would say that is certainly an appropriate description of these watercolors. So I'll just start kind of going through the cards. I'm trying, like I would want to go through and show you, but I also want to notice everything. Like, look how freaking cute this is. So we have the Fool, this giant panda, and look at his companion is a little red panda. How sweet is that? Here's the Magician. I love the rainbow colors behind him or her. And of course, the Magician has the tools, the suit icons laid out here. Oh, look at these colors on the High Priestess. That is just beautiful. Oh my gosh, that I'm already like, this might be one of my favorites, but yeah, I love that High Priestess. Empress, also beautiful. I love these colors. The Empress here has the baby panda, showing the caretaking, nurturing nature of the Empress. The Emperor, I'm going to stop trying to comment on every single card because we'll be here all day. There's the Hierophant. Oh, just as I say that, and then I think I have to comment on the Hierophant wearing this tie and glasses. He's looking very businesslike. I love the colors on the Hermit, and these are mushrooms at the bottom of the card. I love mushrooms, so this to me is perfect for the Hermit. I like that the Hanged Man is, of course, here the Hanged Panda. The illustration for Death is pretty gentle, as are, the deck itself is a pretty gentle deck. So that's something that stood out to me when I wanted to get this deck, is that sometimes there are times where I want a deck to really kick my butt, but there are other times where I want a deck to feel like it's just giving me a gentle hug. And I think this is going to be one of those gentle hug type of decks. Oh, I love the Ace of Wands with the beautiful cosmic colors in the wand. Oh, and of course, groovy sunglasses on the panda. The quality of this cardstock is so good, it feels really thick, that even as I'm just kind of going through them, I keep sort of rubbing them thinking I have two stuck together, but no, it's just because they are so nice and sturdy. I love the pandas that are wearing glasses. Every time I get to one, it just makes me smile. Oh, that's an interesting depiction of the Nine of Swords. Oh, look at the Page of Swords. So cute. Ooh, look at the Queen of Swords and the little panda baby. They both have some awesome glasses. Another tie, of course, King of Swords. I really think this is so sweet for the Five of Cups because this is traditionally a card of sadness, and a lot of depictions of this card also feel very lonely, so I like that there's two pandas here and they're sort of comforting each other. Oh, I gotta go back to that Six of Cups because here we have a panda with a cat, and I don't know if you'll hear it in the video, but Nanners, my cat, one of my cats, is right here, right next to the camera as I'm filming. I think she's thinking about jumping up here. I'm trying to keep her from doing that, but panda with a cat basically describes my life. Oh, look, I just think that's so pretty. The colors and the general aesthetic of these vines at the top of this card is just beautiful. Oh, it's so cute. And there's the fish. And now Nanners is making noises in her litter box, so hopefully that's also not going to come through on the camera. There's also been like sirens going by outside and someone with a weed whacker, so it's just life. But at least I have the peaceful tranquility of this deck, even if the world around me can feel somewhat chaotic. Oh, that's another, just like the Five of Cups, here in the Five of Pentacles, it's like these two pandas, or this one looks so sad and the other one's helping out their friend. It's just so sweet. I love that the Knight of Pentacles, this almost reminds me of, you know, the following the dangling carrot type of thing. There's this dangling pentacle, and the Knight of Pentacles just has their eyes on the prize and just kind of going towards that pentacle. Ooh, okay, so those were the main 78 cards, and there are some bonus cards. So first up is the Caffeinated Panda, which I love because, as do many of us, I am a fan of caffeine. I was just sipping on some coffee before starting to film this. So the Caffeinated Panda. The Stargazing Panda. Stargazing Panda, of course, has a hat. Can't have your ears getting cold while you are gazing at the stars. The Witchy Panda, which is basically me. This is me. I love the Witchy Panda. I'm going to set this card aside because I want to like put that on my altar or something like that. Ooh, but also this one, Dream Space. Ooh, I love that one too. I have to also set that aside. Oh, and then we have a card at the end to give some contact information for Kim and for Celia, the artist. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed getting a peek at this. My camera is close to dying. I apologize for all the background noises of cats and sirens and everything else, but now that I'm even looking at this deck in person, I'm even more excited because I truly think it is more beautiful having it in your hands even than it was when I was seeing pictures throughout the Kickstarter campaign and online. So well done to Kim and Celia. This is a deck I am looking forward to working with, especially like I mentioned earlier, when I need a deck that feels like a gentle hug. I think this is going to be perfect. and I can't wait to bond with the pandas and get to know their personalities. Thank you to all of you for watching. I will include information in the description about where you can learn more about the deck or purchase the deck if it speaks to you. So thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.